since I was clearly very passionate about it, I thought, why not actually um, do a whole video talking about this big old history book. So I'm going to take the sleeve off so it doesn't get damaged as I'm filling the book with it. But so if you've seen the previous video, you've seen this talk. So I'll briefly go on topics I've already said just in case you haven't seen. But yeah, the artwork is beautiful in this book. I really love this book. Even though I haven't read it all, I really love this book. Um, there's all the houses. Um, so yeah, basically I'll just go more in detail because obviously I was like telling you all about like all my books back then, like in the other video. So it makes more sense now to actually that I'm making a whole video just on this book that I can go in more detail with everything. So I'll not show every page. But yeah, so to his most esteemed and gracious lord, Tommen, the first of his name, King of the Andals and the Rona, or whatever, I think it's going to be, and the First Men, Lord of the Seven Kingdoms and Protector of the Realm, Yandel? It's like wavy handwriting. Humble Master of the Citadel wishes thousandfold prosperity now and further and wisdom marked. So anyway, then this is like it is Yandel. There's Mr. Yandel, and he is basically this is a history book for the current king in the main series, and so um, he starts with the ancient history, so basically as far as back as we possibly know. So well, they possibly know. So oh god, see that's why I didn't want the cover on in case I rip it. Um, the known world it shows yeah loads of different places. There is a soft Euros. So basically that's what um yeah no because Arya was going west of Westeros, so yeah it doesn't matter. Um, the Dawn Age. Um, so they tell you about like things that are none who can say with certain knowledge when the world began. So like you see information about that, show like different creatures and stuff from the beginning, the children of the forest. Then the coming of the first men. Um, then they go to Age of Heroes. That's part of the lore of Game of Thrones. And the Long Night with that's what isn't in the TV series for some reason. But yeah, then you got so it's showing you like the Long Night and stuff. It's got some Valerians here with the dragons, and then how the Long Night came to an end is a matter of legend, as almost such matters of the distant past have become. In an oath, they tell of a last hero who sought out the intercession of the children of the forest, his companions abandoning him or dying one by one as he faced ravenous giants, cold serpents, and the others themselves. Alone he finally reached the children despite the efforts of the White Walkers, and all the tales agree this was a turning point. Thanks to the children, first men of the Night's Watch banded together and were able to fight and win the Battle of the Dawn. Last battle that broke the endless winter and sent the others fleeing into the nighty north. now 6,000 years later. And that's what the TV show that got cancelled, that was meant to be the first series that they come out after Game of Thrones, The Long Night, that's what we're going to get. And there's an episode of Game of Thrones called The Long Night. And it's shit. So anyway, then they do the Rise of Valeria, about all that, like, all these pale white hair people with purple eyes and stuff, and it's not just Targaryens. It's like that's basically their race. They're all pale and white, so it doesn't make sense that in a new TV series one of them is black, but whatever. Anyway, the Rise of Valeria, and then Valerian's children. Tell me more about that. That's what the cities were like. Very cool. And the arrival of the Andals. Then it's like, so, them settling in Westeros, and those are details on that. Then 10,000 ships. That's the story there. Long story. Very long. And then finally Doom of Valeria. And that's just got 2 pages. And then the Reigns of Dragons. And so then you've got just Aegon's conquest, how he took charge, how he captured Westeros, got everyone in line. There's a long story about that. Everything involved. There's the first king in the north, the last king in the north, because he kneeled. So he was the first king in the north to kneel, because obviously Jon does it in the show eventually. But yeah, and then this story you find out through not House of the Dragon, Fire and Blood, which House of the Dragon is based on. This is a Dornish queen that basically, even though she was fat and old and couldn't walk, she still outsmarted the Targaryens. So yeah, I think she died naturally as well. They never got her, even though she was an enemy to them. Anyway, so that's them getting in charge, though, taking over. And then there's Targaryen kings. So now I'm not gonna go again. I'm not gonna, go through it all. But there is Aegon getting crowned. He's the first king. So it's got stuff about him. And then it even says about his throne. This is like what King's Landing was originally. Just a little kingdom, just with little wooden fences and stuff. It wasn't a massive keep yet. It wasn't ginormous yet. Anyway, so you got a couple of pages of him in his story, and then you got Aenys the First. When the dragon passed at the age of 460, his reign had been contested by all save the Dornishmen. He had ruled wisely, showing himself well during his royal progresses, displaying due defiance to the High Septons. Deference to the should put my glasses on, and I do have them on. Rewarding those who served well and aiding those who required it. So it says a bit about that anyway. So then there's Aenys the First. Then Maegor the First, the Cruel. He took over. He was a horrible person. The Brides of Maegor the Cruel. I guess it's kind of that he eventually mysteriously fell and on the Iron Throne and got impaled. But he has several wives. I guess this is inspiration. This Henry VIII inspired this character. But Brides of Mega the Cruel, series of House Hightower, the Black Brides. He took 3 women to marry there. Elise of House Harroway, Eleanor of House Custine, Rhaena of House Targaryen. When Prince Aegon was killed by Maegor in the battle beneath the God's Eye, Rhaena took refuge to Fair Isle with the protection of Lord Fairman, who hid her with her twin daughters. I'm not going to all that, but yeah, and then we got Jane of House Westerling, which also in the main books you got Jane of House Westerling, Diana of the Tower, and yeah, so you got all them, and then this is like the big portion of Fire and Blood that House of Dragon is based on. I keep saying that because it's annoying that I would really want to see a TV series about Jaehaerys, and like they're just like, no, we're not having that, which is annoying. So anyway, a lot about him. He was like the good king. He did loads. Children of Jaehaerys first had Prince Aemond, Princess Visera, Prince Balon. He had like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He had 10 kids, but like some died. Most of them died, I believe. But anyway, so and then you've got Viserys, which is afterwards, and I believe this is the guy that is at the start of the trailer. Of House of the Dragons. That he had a very, very long run. Jaehaerys did. Viserys not so much. He just got fat and stuff. But yeah, some really cool artwork. Yeah, so then you got Aegon II. So I think I was wrong with just saying that then. I don't know. Then there's there's loads of stuff about that. Oh, I think this is it with there. I think this is the start of them falling out. When Rhaenyra learned of the betrayal of Hugh Hammer and Ulf the White at Fist Tumbledon, where they turned their dragons against her forces. Her rage was such. Yeah, they when they start fighting. So yeah, I was right about that guy. Most notable battles of the dance. So it's got different dragon fights. This is unfortunately the ending of the House of Dragon TV series. Matt Smith is gonna execute her. The go female woman power character that is like the main character, the sister, the one that's actually meant to be the next in line, but religion is saying tell her to fuck off basically. So yeah. So these are like the dragons that they had. They all had dragons on each side. King Aegon, the second's dragons. This is King Aegon did become king, but he wasn't meant to because he wasn't next in line. But he became in the last king didn't want him to. He wanted his daughter to. But anyway, Aegon became in charge, became king. And he had Sunfire, Tessarion, Vhagar, Morgul, Dreamfire, Skycross, and then Rhaenyra's had I lost you the names. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 15. Yeah. 6 versus 15. The show will continue after she dies, by the way, but if they're gonna just do her era, then like their fight, or unless like they're gonna keep on going after that because there is a second um Dance of the Dragons. So yeah, there's two, and there's like fights in between the dances as well, I believe. But anyway, then it's Aegon the Third. Once Aegon the Second and all that had died, the uncle had kicked in Matt Smith and stuff. This is where the Fire and Blood book ends with him. People aren't sure about him. He's very traumatized after his mother dying by Matt Smith. But then you have Daeron the First, then Baelor the First, which he obviously made the Sept. So if you know of Baelor and the Sept, then that's when Ned Stark got beheaded. So yeah, the sisters of Baelor, he imprisoned these sisters because he wanted to marry them and wanted to have sex with them, and that's what Targaryens did. But he thought it was a sin, so he punished them. I believe is the story. Could be totally wrong there. Then you've got Viserys the Second, then Aegon the Fourth, the 9 mistresses of Aegon the Fourth, the Unworthy. So he got up to a lot of shit. Him. You got Daeron the Second. You don't really care a lot about all these ones. There's just a few kings. Aerys the First, Maekar the First, then Aegon the Fourth, which I believe Aegon the Fifth is what like the Seven Kingdoms stories are about him. Egg. But anyway, yes, Aegon. Bloodbraven would rise the Lord Commander. No, okay, yeah, I think it is that. Yeah. Journey of Old Stones. And then yeah, they were trying to make dragon eggs open up, and ended up burning everybody alive. Then Jaehaerys the Second, and finally one Aerys the Second. Aerys Targaryen, the second of his name, was born 18 years of age, was but 18 years of age when he ascended the Iron Throne in 262 AC upon the death of his father Jaehaerys, after little more than 3 years of rule. A handsome youth, Aerys had fought gallantly in the Stepstones during the War of the Nine Penny Kings, though not the most diligent of princes, nor the most intelligent. He had an undeniable charm that won him many friends. He was also vain, proud, and changeable. Traits that made him easy prey for flatterers and lickspittles. But these flaws were not immediately apparent to most of the time of his ascension. Not even the wisest could have known that Aerys II would in time be known as the Mad King, though that his reign would ultimately put an end to near 3 centuries of Targaryen rule in Westeros. Yet even as Aerys donned his crown in that fateful year of 262 AC, a lusty black-haired son named Robert had just been born to his cousin Steffon Baratheon and his lady wife at Storm's End, whilst far to the north of Winterfell, Lord Rickard Stark celebrated the birth of his own son, Brandon, another Stark. Oh my god, what the hell? Fuck off. So, Brendan, another Stark. Eddard followed within a year. All three of these infants would, in the fullness of time, play crucial roles in the downfall of the dragons. I've already read in the books collection uh, another bit from about him, but yeah, there's loads about this, pages upon pages upon pages about this. So yeah, then the fall of the dragons, so it goes about that. The year of the false spring, Robert's rebellion, and then yeah. So anyway, the glorious reign, the seven kingdoms. Um, Then it says like the north. It goes through the north, and all like prominent houses and stuff there. The Stonebone of Kragos, the mountain clans, lords of Winterfell, the Kragermen, Winterfell itself, the Wall and Beyond, the Night's Watch, Wildens. Got a picture of them. Got like a interesting, like showing you the wall there as well. Obviously, it's small. This is really cool art as well. Love it. Then the Riverlands, and it gives you loads of detail about all the Riverlands and stuff there. House Tully, and all the houses that it's got like obviously House Tully in the middle, and all the other houses that small and large that uh, that um are in the service like are basically ruled by House Tully. Lords of Harrenhal. It's got all the lords of Harrenhal. River Road, it tells them as the Vale, and so it tells a lot about the Vale and the hill tribes and stuff. Stone crows, milk snakes, sons of the mist, moon brothers, blackbirds, sons of the trees, birdmen, howlers, red smiths, painted dogs, house Aaron, the Eerie. That's a cool, lot better than what they do in the TV series. Yeah, that's great. So they've got all that. Then the Iron Islands, which are just like just a bunch of little islands. You only see one island in it. You only see Pike in the show, and then the island for the Kingsmoot, which I believe is Old Wick. Maybe I could be totally wrong there. I think I'm wrong there. It's just called the Salt Cliffs. I don't know. But the Iron Islands, it's puts loads of detail in about the throne and the Salt Throne, Driftwood Crowns, cool art there. They've got loads about that. The Iron Kings, the Black Blood. They've got loads about this. The Greyjoys of Pike, and they've got like the houses that are around the Greyjoys. Got Ludes, the Red Krakens. Like wow, they've got loads and loads and loads and loads. Like more pages than any other house. But yeah, there you go. Balon gets kicked off there. Pike, the Westerlands. Right, we're going to Lannisters now. So that's the Westerlands. So got a lion sword there, but yeah, again the houses that are around there. House Lannister under the dragons, telling you when they were like basically second in command. It was like basically ruled second to the dragons. So there's loads of information about that. Casterly Rock. That's what Casterly Rock is. Not like that in the show, but yeah, it's just a massive mountain where they mine gold and stuff. Then there's the Reach. Garth Greenhand, whoever that is. Some sort of the children of Garth Greenhand, okay. The Gardner Kings. So this is like the Gardeners were before the Tyrells. Tyrells were just handmaidens and servants. So it was the Gardeners to begin with, and that's the most like um, that's like where most of the crops are, and it's the most like healthy um, area where people get loads of food. So that's the richest area, even richer than King's Landing, because obviously that's where all the stuff's coming from. Or at least a lot of it. Andals in the Reach. It's got loads of information out. There's loads of Old Town. Obviously, Old Town. That's where the Make Maesters. It's like a big school, like Hogwarts or something, for like in really intelligent people. But yeah, uh, and that's like the tower's basically the White House. That's the tower where the guy who is in charge of he lives in there. The guy who's in charge of Old Town, and it's got the houses that are like around that are under the rule of House Tyrell. And this is Highgarden, which is very beautiful. And there's an old colouring book that has like this basically image. It's that's Highgarden. So it's like really like perfect place by what we have like seen and described. The Stormlands now. Coming to the first bin, House Durranadon. Okay, Andals. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful.